we brought it over here, blocking both our faces? Maybe it's better.
Hey guys, today we're gonna be.
That's why I had it over there, but I mean, that's signs of boundaries and dating. Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have a guest speaker, my boyfriend Peter Cuyasso, and we'll be talking about boundaries. Just kidding, this is not my channel.
So this is interesting because I was thinking about boundaries, and I want to get your thoughts. What is boundaries? What is your view on it?
Well, what are boundaries?
To me personally, boundaries is just a line that you cross with an individual that allows them to know, like, hey, this is how much I can kind of bear with you in regards to someone possibly offending you, and you're protecting yourself. I just see boundaries as a way to protect yourself from other individuals that kind of go overboard, and you just got to communicate it because not everyone's a psychic. They're not going to be able to read your mind, and so it's important to be like, hey, this is how I feel, and this is the limit. Please respect it. It's about respect, but that's just me on boundaries.
Yeah. I think for me, I used to have a hard time with boundaries. Just dating, like, just in general, boundaries in general. Because I grew up with my mom, and like we were so close, so there was no boundaries. It's like she could do whatever she wants, I could do whatever I want. We cross the line all the time. We butt heads all the time. So as a Christian, I was trying to figure out, like, dang, like now I have to have boundaries as a Christian, boundaries in a dating relationship, and I was trying to figure out what that looks like. And so
I think my babe is ready to share what her boundaries is.
Yeah, so for me personally, it would be to take responsibility for my own emotions and be mindful of when I'm taking responsibility for somebody else's. So for example, like if a loved one is angry all the time and everything I do makes them angry, like I'm just like, well, I can't really do anything about that. It's not my responsibility to take on me adjusting so much of myself so that they're not angry. I mean, that puts me in a place of I'm walking on eggshells and I can't be myself as a person. And so really it's just knowing, you know what, they're responsible for their emotions and themselves, and I can only be responsible for myself. And I'm not going to stop being who I want to be or being myself to basically keep this person from being angry. But yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I definitely agree with you on that. Sometimes we give up ourselves and who we are just to please somebody else. I agree with you that. Good point there. So going back to what you're asking for in regards to the question, definitely my own boundaries would be with schedule and saying no to people, because I realized how much I gave myself a lot to church. I could use that time to really give to myself with my career. But because I didn't know how to say no, I basically was not in balance. I didn't do what I wanted to do. And what I mean by that is, like, I actually enjoy boxing, I actually enjoy doing other side hobbies, but because I put too much time into church, which is not a bad thing either, but there's a certain limit that I want to talk about, and that's basically saying, hey, this is the time I can do it, and that's that. Who cares about the peer pressure, because people are always going to do that, they're always going to want it their way, but hey, you have to take care of yourself, and you have to manage it yourself, and that's very important because it's very easy to allow someone else to set up your plans. The other one is definitely people that are passive aggressive or being petty. And for me personally, I had to deal with a lot of people like this, and I removed myself from the situation. So that's my boundary, because it's very easy to just like allow myself to remain there, and like it's toxic. It's not good for myself. I don't need that in my life. So I'd rather remove myself, communicate with the individual, and let them know, like, hey, that's not cool, and see how they take it, because I'm not in control of them. Hopefully they can respect my boundaries. They're like, alright, you know what, I am being too passive aggressive. Maybe there's something that needs to be aired out. Sometimes that's what it is. When people are petty, they want to air something out. But those are my two boundaries.
So kind of like if someone is like yelling at you and you ask them, like, hey, I'm not going to talk to you right now unless you talk to me in a calm voice type boundary. Like if they break that, and they continue to yell at you, you remove yourself from the situation?
Yeah, exactly that. The tonality, even raising your voice, but also just the way you word things can also be disrespectful. Like there's like a way to dig at somebody. So it's that one yelling, but also the way you word things, and it's not a joke. It's like you try to cover it up as a joke.
So, babe, what about boundaries in dating? What are some of your boundaries for us?
So my boundaries in dating is having space between each other, because I know for myself, I need to figure out what my career is and what my goals are. But if we're too much in each other's space, it's to a point where you become my idol. So I feel for our relationship, I want Sammy to do what she wants to do, but I need to give you that space. I can't just be up in there all the time. It's not going to help out. And so there's a balance between that. That's why I kind of enjoy it, because honestly, as an introvert, which I want to go into my other boundary to talk about, is you've experienced it when I need to recharge. This is why she's an amazing girlfriend. There's moments where I don't communicate quick enough that, hey, I'm at 5% battery as an introvert. And she's all like, oh, so this is how clear it is right now. I need to, my boundary is like communicating with her like, hey, this is where I'm at. And letting her know like, hey, I need to go ahead and take a nap right now or get some rest. That's how I go about with my boundaries, communicating to her and getting my rest. Because if I continue dating with her, being at 5%, the date or maybe our time together might not be as meaningful. So that's my boundaries there. And you've experienced it, you're like, ah. So what are your boundaries in dating, babe?
For me, okay, I'm really sensitive. So I think when it comes to like physical touch, I'm really ticklish. So sometimes like if you like tickle my knee or something or touch my knee in a gentle way, you don't mean anything by it, but for me, I'm just like, oh, can you stop doing that, please? Because it's ticklish, but in like an arousing way. And to each his own, you know? Or even like sometimes when we hug one another, like your hand will touch the top of my butt, but you don't know where my butt is, so I have to express, oh, that's, can you move your hand a little bit, you know? And just expressing that. And then another one I can think of is like, if I'm like hurt by you or I am offended by something that you did or you said, like me knowing for myself, Sam is not okay to talk about this right at this moment because she will explode and probably be very rude, petty, and just attack him. So I think like just knowing for myself, I'm going to take a moment to just relax, breathe, pray a little bit, and then get in the right mindset to be able to talk to you in a way that is still respectful, but I'm sharing like, hey, when you did this, babe, I felt this, and it didn't make me feel good. And in that calm way, we're able to resolve conflict better, and we've never disrespected each other, I feel, because we're always both so. In conclusion, guys, boundaries are going to be different for each individual. It's a matter of knowing yourself, your weaknesses, and also communicating with the person what you're okay with, what you're not okay with. And also asking yourself, is this boundary going to help me grow closer to God or pull me farther away from God? So, anything else, Dave?
I did want to suggest the book Boundaries. Great book. I highly recommend it. And just remember, guys,
Highly recommend.
when it comes to boundaries, you can always change them. You can always adjust them up to you at the end of the day. And guys, do not forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for checking this out. You guys have a good one. Peace out.
Bye!